great to be with you this morning because I've got an exciting narrative that you're going to be thrilled and challenged by. 15 years ago, it was my privilege to work in the Dominican Republic. My co-worker there was a fellow named Jim Wilson, and he was working there very close to a barrio called La Alcarizas, where there were literally thousands of these people who came and were in poverty, and when there was nothing to do, there's no hospital there. If there was any problems and you didn't have the money to send them to sick kids in Toronto, they were caught. And Jim came and he said, "But we got to do something. We got to do something." And I was a member of the Rotary Club right there who were looking for a project. And so I said, I'm going to introduce the idea of a children's hospital of hope right in Santo Domingo there, on the edge of it, where Las Alcarizas was. And so we ended up with a group of people saying, it looks like it could happen and whatever, but we had to have an election. We had an election, but we lost out, interesting enough, for 12 to 11. They decided it was too big and it was too complicated and everything else. And then what happened is the chairman of the band knew I was heartbroken. He said, "You're crushed, Bob, but I've got an answer for you." And he said, in the next 3 months, I'm going to book you at the Rotary clubs all the way from Toronto over to Kingston. And you're going to share this vision and we're going to see what happens. Well, that was quite an event. And 3 months later, by Christmas, we had 25 volunteers paying their own way to come and make this happen. And when we arrived there, the kids saw the need in a huge way. They saw the potential, just an empty field. But in the 3 years that followed, 3 more teams came. And when they came back, you couldn't hold it. They were so excited, they became ambassadors, for this project. And Mr. Jim Meek, because Scotiabank was so key, was there for the dedication. 2001 it was. 2001. And since then, it has become a model for the developing world. And what I mean by that is we were privileged to have some of the finest surgeons in the world who came from Toronto, many from Toronto, from Canada and from the States. And they taught the young people there, the people, how to do all this surgery. And instead of, just doing it themselves, they did that for the first year, but after that it was all done. And the miracles will have happened in the last 15 to 20 years is something that was amazing. So the question, or I should say don't give up. We thought that everything was gone. When they voted 12-11, everybody said it was a great idea, but it didn't make it. But there's some people in that group who didn't give up. And like Winston Churchill said at the end of when they're facing the Battle of Britain, he said, "We will never surrender. We will fight on the landing grounds. We'll fight on the beaches. We will, wherever, we will never surrender, never quit." And he inspired us, and that episode in Santo Domingo did the very same. Be part of something. Never give up, even though it looks dark, the darkest hour. May God bless you.